You can polish a badge until it blinds the neighbors, but you can't shine away a design flaw. In the next few minutes, we're exposing 7 SUVs and trucks that look like dream purchases on paper, yet hide repair bills that can trash a savings account overnight. Battery packs that smolder on your driveway. Revolutionary engines that chew their own bearings. Cylinder deactivation tech is so clever it actually turns the motor off for good. These aren't fringe models either. We're talking about household names: Jeep, Nissan, Chrysler, Ford, Infiniti, and GM's biggest moneymakers. Each one was hyped as the future of driving. Each one blindsided real-world owners with breakdowns so brutal they sparked federal probes, mass recalls, and class action lawsuits. Think you know which models are safe? Stick around. One of them tops America's bestseller list right now. But a quick warning before we dive in. Once you know how easily a 6-figure Cadillac can become a driveway paperweight, you may never look at glossy marketing the same way again. Ready? Let's start with the off-road legend that accidentally invented a new kind of campfire. 1. Jeep Wrangler and Grand Cherokee. 4XE. Trail-rated, fire-tested Jeep built its legacy on the idea that you can crawl into the wilderness and roar back out in one piece. The 4XE plug-in hybrids promised that heritage plus silent electric torque. On launch day, they looked unstoppable. On recall day, they looked combustible. More than 190,000 units now carry a warning that the high-voltage battery can ignite while you're parked, charging, or, most terrifying, idling halfway up a rock wall where a 3-point turn is impossible. Owners got letters telling them to drain the pack, quit charging, and park outside because a garage makes a great kindling box. Cold weather twists the knife. Below freezing, the electric turtle and the gas engine run constantly, guzzling premium and killing range. Mix in mystery drivetrain codes that lock the Jeep into limp mode, and you've got an icon that spends more time watching toe straps than conquering trails. If the most famous off-roader on Earth can stumble this hard, imagine what happens when a mainstream family crossover tries a science fair engine experiment. 2. Nissan Rogue. 1.5 VCTURBO. The engine that eats itself for a decade. Nissan bragged about variable compression turbo tech, a piston geometry that supposedly sips fuel like a hybrid, yet sprints like a V6. In practice, the fancy innards create stress points that grenade bearings without warning. The first symptom is a subtle knock. The second is total seizure. Owners describe sudden power loss in highway traffic, followed by the sound of metal confetti inside the oil pan. Repairs mean a complete long block, no rebuild option, at 5 figures if you're out of warranty. Then comes the encore. Nissan's CVT can't be overhauled when its belt or pump fails. Mechanics swap the whole unit for $6,000. That's Russian roulette with 2 chambers loaded. Engine first, gearbox second, bank account last. Thinking of gambling anyway? The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration opened a formal investigation after enough engines went silent. And if government investigators are scouring oil filters for shrapnel, that's your cue to walk away. Still, at least the Rogue is just a compact crossover. Our next vehicle holds an entire family, and sometimes strands them on the side of the interstate. 3. Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid. Minivan. Maximum stress. Chrysler's Pacifica Hybrid was hailed as the electric age people mover. 30 miles of plug-in range, plus the space to haul a soccer team. Reality arrived by tow truck. Since 2017, the van has racked up recall after recall for battery pack fires and sudden shutdowns. Picture this: kids belted in, dog curled up, luggage stacked to the ceiling, and every warning light detonates at once. The minivan coasts to a powerless stop. The radio dies. The cabin goes silent, except for the chorus of, "Are we there yet?" Even if the pack doesn't burn, it can brick itself, leaving owners waiting months because replacement modules are backordered. Rental fees devour the gas savings, and resale value falls faster than the state of charge meter in winter. You wanted eco-friendly peace of mind. You got a 4,800-pound anxiety attack. And speaking of anxiety, nothing spikes the pulse like seeing actual gasoline drip off an engine that advertises "Built Ford Tough." 4. Ford Bronco Sport. 1.5 EcoBoost. Built Ford Flammable. Ford revived the Bronco name to evoke dusty freedom. The smaller Bronco Sport carried that dream into parking lot-friendly dimensions. until its 1.5-liter turbo started cracking fuel injectors. Microfractures let raw gas fog the exhaust manifold, and a hot catalytic converter becomes a fuse. Ford issued recalls, but some owners learned the hard way as smoke rolled out on a dirt road miles from cell service. Ford swapped injectors, yet the engine still battles turbo grenades and overheats on steep climbs. Nothing kills wanderlust faster than wondering whether your adventure rig will barbecue itself at the trailhead. Multiple replacement engines under warranty? Check. Long waits for parts? Double check. The Bronco badge used to guarantee you'd get home. Now, it merely guarantees a story, one that usually ends with a flatbed. Maybe paying extra for luxury solves everything? Enter Infiniti, where leather seats wrap the exact same high-tech hand grenade that lives under the Rogue. 5. Infiniti QX50. Champagne budget, beer can durability, slide into quilted leather. Breathe the stitched, savor the magnesium paddles. Then listen for the same cold start rattle that haunts the Nissan Rogue. Infiniti grafted the identical VC turbo and CVT onto a fancier body, jacked the price by 10 grand, and called it progress. Consumer watchdogs now rank the QX50 below average for reliability. Owners report limp mode dropouts on freeway merges, flashing check engine lights, and service advisors who whisper, "Yeah, we're seeing a lot of those lately." Repairs sting harder here. Out-of-warranty engines start around $10,500 before labor. Transmissions even more. Premium paint can't hide the fact you just bought an upscale version of the same headache, like splurging on a filet mignon, only to find out it's fast food chuck under the garnish. At least the QX50 is small enough to fit on a wrecker. The next effect shows up in full-size pickups that weigh 2.5 tons and towboats, right up until the engine lifters self-destruct. 6. Chevy Silverado and GMC Sierra. Heavy-duty, heavier repair bills. For decades, Silverado and Sierra were blue-collar icons. Haul anything, survive everything. Then GM added cylinder-deactivation lifters to boost fuel economy. Great in theory, catastrophic in practice. The lifter can collapse, the cam lobe flattens, and metal shavings blitz the oil system. Best case scenario, a top-end rebuild. Worst case, a whole engine. Some owners hit disaster before 10,000 miles. But wait, there's more. GM's new 10-speed automatic loves to shudder, slam, and finally surrender, dropping the truck into limp mode while towing that 8,000-pound camper you bought for the family vacation. Parts back orders stretch for weeks, leaving contractors without their mobile office and adventurers without their ticket out of the woods. Owners have filed multiple class action lawsuits, accusing GM of selling trucks with a secret timer set to explosive failure. Unfortunately, GM spreads components like peanut butter across its lineup, so the same cursed guts live inside its flagship SUVs. 7. GMC Yukon, Chevy Tahoe, Cadillac Escalade, six-figure roulette. The Yukon, Tahoe, and Escalade promise silent opulence, power-folding everything, and magnetic ride shock absorbers that read the road 1,000 times a second. They also promise the exact same lifter implosions and 10-speed tantrums that plague the pickups. Imagine signing a $108,000 finance contract only to watch the tow truck haul your pride onto the flatbed 3 months later, while the neighbors film for TikTok. Even routine maintenance bites harder. Magnetic shocks run $800 each. High-capacity cooling modules top $1,200. Throw in an engine swap, and you're staring at bills normally reserved for yacht owners. Depreciation charts show these SUVs losing value faster than their Toyota rivals, because word gets around when a luxury badge doubles as a liability warning. By now, the only question left is simple. How do you avoid joining this circle of regret? How to dodge a $30,000 surprise marketing teams sell horsepower, infotainment screens, and wilderness fantasies. Reality sells you the tow truck driver's first name. Before you sign anything, hit 3 checkpoints. Recall tracker. If the model has more open recalls than cup holders, run. Owner forums. Scan real posts for pattern failures. 5 pages of blown engines is all the proof you need. Long-term data. Seek 5-year cost of ownership charts. Not 0 to 60 times. Because a vehicle's true cost isn't its sticker price. It's the repairs, the rental cars, the stress of late-night dashboard lights. Buy smart, and the only smoke you'll see on the horizon is from the campfire you actually meant to start. Subscribe now. Our next episode flips the script and spotlights 7 SUVs, quietly racking up 300,000 miles without breaking a sweat. Until then, drive safe, spend wiser, and never forget, the prettiest paint hides nothing under an oil analysis microscope.